enero, desde las 6 de la tarde hasta las 10 de la noche. En el Centro de Carpinteros, en el 1700 de la avenida Corby, en Santa Rosa. Habrá música del locutor de KBBF, Rubén Sandoval, del programa Ritmos Antillanos, con clases para bailar salsa y bachata por los maestros Pablo López y Antonio Morán, de la organización Sonoma Latin Arts. Tendremos sabrosa comida y bebidas a la venta. La entrada solamente $10 por adulto, 15 por pareja, 5 estudiantes y niños menores de 12 años entran gratis. Vengan, bailen y disfruten. Este es un evento para recaudar fondos para KBBF. Para mayor información, comunícate al 707-545-8833 o también comunícate con el locutor en turno al 707-545-0318. 707-545-0318. Aquí te esperamos.
La comunicación efectiva es una habilidad que todos debemos aprender, porque cuando no logramos entender o hacernos entender, la relación laboral o familiar puede verse afectada, según señala un experto de extensión cooperativa de la Universidad de California.
Cuando exista el diálogo y la comunicación, las diferencias de opinión se pueden conversar y muchas veces con el diálogo vamos a ver que esta diferencia de opinión no es tan grande como parecía en un principio.
El especialista en relaciones laborales Gregorio Pilikov indica que cuando hay un problema, antes de intentar hallar una solución, hay que escuchar a las personas involucradas.
Es importante que pasemos más tiempo conversando sobre el problema. Realmente entendamos cuál es el problema. Como seres humanos estamos demasiado propensos a buscar soluciones. Pero buscar soluciones antes de que realmente comprendamos el problema no son soluciones buenas, no son soluciones duraderas.
De la Universidad de California, Miriam Grajales Hall.
Caminando, caminando.
KBBF 89.1, contigo, ayer, hoy y siempre.
You're listening to KBBF Community Radio 89.1 FM, Calistoga, Santa Rosa.
Estás escuchando KBBF 89.1 FM, Radio Cultura, Calistoga, Santa Rosa.
Hi everyone. Over here. Hi. Over here. Alyssa. Over here. Thanks so much for the support. This is April from EPN. Can I get an exclusive? I'd love to. Looks stunning.
This is for the glamorous people in the world. Let's go. So much me, so glamorous. Watch me, watch me. Watch me, watch me. Watch me, watch me. Watch me, watch me. Looking so glam, got my makeup on, with my stilettos high and my shiny rhinestones. Got my lashes, mascara on real thick. Now you know I don't play around when it comes to this. Looking glamorous, it's in my DNA. Shining brighter than stars, people couldn't make it rain. Name brands and the hottest styles, driving boys all kinds of wild. Watch me, watch me. Watch me, watch me. So glamorous, feeling so fabulous. So glamorous, everybody looking at us, 'cause we're all so glamorous. And it's flashing anywhere we go. See us in tabloids, always getting exposed. When we hit the cover, not a blemish inside. We are the role models, makeup does us right. We got that look that everyone dreams about. We got that stunner that people always talk about. Looking good with my red lipstick on, designer dress and heels to walk the runway on. Watch me, watch me. Watch me, watch me. So glamorous, feeling so fabulous. So glamorous, everybody looking at us, 'cause we're so glamorous, so fierce, so unstoppable, so beautiful, it's undeniable, so gorgeous. Why would you wanna disagree? When you see me, it's me looking so. Watch me, watch me. Watch me, watch me. Yeah. So glamorous, feeling so fabulous. So glamorous, everybody looking at us, 'cause we're all so glamorous, feeling so fabulous, so glamorous, everybody looking at us, 'cause we're all so glamorous. So glamorous, so glamorous. I love it. I don't know why I even bother. If a man is gonna love me, he's gonna love me for me. Tells me how beautiful I am.
All right, hello everybody. You are listening to the Queer Life Radio Show, LGBT news, modern perspectives, roundtable discussion, and interviews. I am your host, Kaya Kramer, and usually I'm joined with my co-host, Mandy Howard, but she has been caught by this cold sickness that has been going around everywhere right now. And so I am going to hold down the fort for a little bit here and just guide you through this evening's episode of The Queer Life. We've got a very special show for you today. We are, during the first hour, we will be speaking with our guest via Google Hangouts. Her name is Alyssa Hailey. She is a transgender pop artist. And just to give you a little bit of background, again, you can find all this information on thequeerlife.org. All of our previous episodes are on there, and you can actually watch them. Yes, I said watch them on thequeerlife.org, because we do a webcam feed live from within the studio as we are doing the show. You can also tweet us at any time at thequeerlife, where you can also get LGBT news updates. We frequently schedule out at reasonable times new news updates. You can follow me personally at This Is Kaya. That I put more other stuff other than queer issues, and sometimes there's a little bit more dialogue on there. But if you just want news, you can go at The Queer Life. You can also follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/user/The Queer Life. Also, too, so I want to talk to you a little bit about our guest for this evening. You just heard one of her songs. It's called Glamorous by Alyssa, and she is a trans pop artist. Let me read the little blurb here that we have for her. Alyssa is an up-and-coming pop artist. Her first single, Glamorous Remix, featuring Chanel, dropped January 2014. Her debut album, Alter Ego, drops on 1/16/14 on getting ready to shoot her official music video, Glamorous. Alyssa Hailey Walker, known as Alyssa, felt the artist's pull to music at a young age and started writing her first songs by the age of 15. Working with many different industry contacts over the years, finally brought together the beginnings of her team of similar passionate individuals. She's found her stride, and her passion for music is a burning fire once again. Music is a way to express your most inner feelings, and for me, the ability to express through vocal capability is what drives everything I do, says the rising pop star. She is now a complete Florida transplant with deep roots in the Clearwater area and finding new inspiration every day. An artist's work is shaped by their life experiences, and Alyssa's personal trials and tribulations have certainly contributed to her ability to truly write from the heart, battling back early health issues. Alyssa's proven life fighter and in it for the long haul, writing all her own lyrics, collaborating with many talented local upcoming artists. This indie pop recording artist intends to take music to a whole new other level. With her debut album, Alter Ego, set to be released January 2014. Again, this a little bit older reading here. It's already available. She is looking to skyrocket to new heights. Stay tuned for more from this hot new artist. So we played just her song Glamorous right there, which, as she said, she wrote herself. We're going to try to cue her up here, but in the meantime, listen to another song from her called Without Makeup On. And again, this is a transgender woman, so absolutely incredible that she's kind of exceeding the what many of us feel to be, confines of being trans and not being able to do stuff. She's killing it out there. So let's hear a little bit more about her, and we're going to cue up the interview with her. Check it out. Without Makeup On.
I don't know why I even bother. If a man is gonna love me, he's gonna love me for me. Tells me how beautiful I am, even if I don't see it. He sees behind the image, and he makes me believe it. He's the only one who knew where my heart is, and the only one who could ever get to it. He's something special to me. He wraps me up so tight, I kinda like the feeling. He gives me insight, sleeps by my side at night. The only one I can say, it feels so right. He sees my beauty from deep within. He captures my smile even when it's thin. He brings down the God that I held up high. He makes me feel the life I get by. He truly knows who I am inside. He's never one to judge or deny. He sees my beauty as him alone. He sees it without makeup. Use my body and work divine. Says things come in time, you grow to become one in your heart. There's no problem with the way you flow. He can see through all my flaws. He also sees my talent, and he applauds for the strength to be who I am. With him, I don't have to hide. He's invisible to me. He wraps me up so tight, I kinda like the feeling. He gives me insight, sleeps by my side at night. The only one I can say, it feels so right. Sees my beauty from deep within. He captures my smile even when it's thin. He brings down the God that I held up high. He makes me feel the life I get by. He truly knows who I am inside. He's never one to judge joke tonight. He sees my beauty as him alone. He even sees it without makeup on. Oh, 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 without makeup on. Without makeup on. Without makeup on. He can see through all the hurt and all the pain I've been through. He can see my strength even when I feel bruised. He gives me words of wisdom and helps me to grow. He just don't know how much I needed it so. Beauty beneath within. He captures my smile even when it's thin. He breaks down the God that I held up high. He makes me feel the night I get by. He truly knows who I am inside. He's never one to judge or deny. He sees my beauty as him alone. He even sees it without makeup. He sees my beauty from deep within. He captures my smile even when it's thin. He breaks down the God that I held up high. He makes me feel the night I get by. He truly knows who I am inside. He's never one to judge or deny. He sees my beauty as him alone. He even sees it without makeup on. The way he makes my heart feel. The way he respects me for me. The way he makes me feel alive. Tears fall so slowly down my cheek as a lovely suicide I admit defeat. Can't recall the last time I smiled, longing to be somewhere worth my while. Looking back at all the calls and the text messages sent, feeling so empty, wondering what we really meant. Everything reminds me of you, all the things we have together, all the obstacles to the head, so sad and glad I surrender. Deleting your number was the hardest thing I could do. But if I even wanna try to get over you, something I had to be done. No more nights of having fun. Can't even hang out just as friends. You don't know how hard it is for me to even tell you this.
All right, hello everybody. You've just been listening to a little bit of Alyssa Hailey, TG pop recording artist, and we just listened to Without Makeup On and Where It Has to End. That is the clean mix, of course, for radio. And on Google Hangouts, you can actually see both of us in the Hangout here. Gonna turn up the volume here for Alyssa here. And so, Alyssa, hey, can you hear me? Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, okay, awesome, great. Well, thank you so much for joining in on the show today. We're so glad to have you on the Queer Life.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I introduced you earlier in the show. We played a little bit of your music. Thank you so much for sending that to us. But I just want to dive right into the interview here with you. Just first off, and this is a question that I ask everybody else on the show. What are your preferred gender pronouns? Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here.
Pronouns, I go with trans. Like a trans. Yeah, that's like cutting in and out. I don't know why.
Sorry, it's just getting a little bit garbled there. We are doing this via, to our audience out there, we are doing this via Google Hangouts on Air, which is a live streaming service via YouTube. And it allows you to connect with anybody else and bring you through. And of course, as with technology, sometimes you run into a couple hiccups. But we're going to sort that out for you in a second here. And Alyssa, try coming in again. Okay, here. We're gonna do a quick little music break while we sort out some of the technical stuff here, and we will be right back with you. Okay.
I'm trying to help it a little. Shut down some things because I can.
I mean, after all we've been through, I can't believe you just want to be done. Like, did I mean anything to you at all? I mean, really? I mean, it's so confusing. I mean, all the ups and downs and all the obstacles that we went through. I can't believe it. Why would you hurt me like that? Everything reminds me of how we had together. On the outside of the so sad and everything reminds me of how we had together. On the outside of the so sad and we're in it breaks the ground, feel my sweat start to flow, moving to the beat after a few drinks. No need to think, just let the music take me there. Feeling bodies moving, strangers to the beat, rocking the rooftop down on South Beach. Tonight it feels so right, no need to be shy, just take over the night. I just wanna dance. I wanna dance with him. Nobody else is do. I wanna dance with him. 'Cause I like the way we move. I wanna dance with him.
All right, hello everybody. I think we've got this all sorted out here. We have switched over to a lower form of technology and bringing in Alyssa, TG pop recording artist, over the phone now. Alyssa, can you hear us?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
All right. Thank you again. Apologies. Sorry. Always, working with new technology, you run into hiccups here and there, but we have finally made it. We always strive through. The queer community will never give up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I just want to thank you again. Thank you so much for joining in on this episode of The Queer Life, episode 23.
Thank you for having me. I feel so honored.
Absolutely. So I've like sort of been on a just kind of I'm like, I want to get more queer artists. We had Foxy Newport from San Francisco, a young queer artist himself. He does more like metal and electronic and
oh, nice.
Some really amazing stuff. I met you through our mutual connection with Yui. She is Yui Carlberg. We'll be playing her interview probably in 3 weeks from now on. And just because we've got so much stuff lined up, but I knew I could get you live, so I wanted to be able to absolutely.
Nice. I actually have a group for you. It's an LGBT R&B group.
Oh, wow. An LGBT R&B group. Wow.
Yes. So, yes, I want to get you in contact with them because I think it would be amazing. I've been trying to get them up and noticed as well because I listened to their first EP and it was amazing. I loved it.
Absolutely incredible. What's their name again?
Third Nature.
Third Nature.
The name of their group.
Wow, that is really awesome. We will definitely please have us be in contact with them, and we will try to work out getting them an interview and adding their music
yes,
to.
I'm all about helping the LGBT community as much as possible. I'm not just about myself, so.
Yes. I mean, just
I'm about unity and equality.
Seriously. So, I mean, my first question for you earlier, and I ask this to everybody: what is what are your preferred gender pronouns?
I like to be called trans girl because I feel trans. I don't like some of the terms that people call me, so I make it a point to point it out to everyone. I just consider transgender female.
Wow. So what is that for you? A lot of trans women I've talked to say, it's like, no, I'm just a woman, but your choice is to.
Because I'm a woman, but I have, I guess, I haven't had full surgery, so I wouldn't call myself a full woman. And I feel some trans, they try to pass themselves off as full women, and that I just don't do that.
And so it sounds like there's an emphasis on getting gender confirmation surgery. Yeah,
I talked to my therapist about it, and he said that at the end of the day, it's my decision. I still am up in the air. I wanted to do a lot of research to make sure it's something that I totally want to do, or if I just want to become transgender, because I've done some research of my own, and it defined it like transgender as not having surgery.
Transgender as not having surgery.
Yeah, that's how I looked up the definition for transgender female, and it's male to female, but they don't have the surgery.
That's very interesting. As I've spoken to to our audience on the Queer Life Radio Show on KBBF 89.1 FM here in the San Francisco Bay Area, we constantly ask our guests, and we reevaluate definitions in terms of what it means to be trans. What it's so you're saying that you're trans if you have not had this surgery, but what are you after you have the surgery?
Transsexual.
Transsexual.
Yeah, because you've had the surgery. That's what I've looked up. So I mean, it could be wrong. I mean, everybody had their opinion.
So far as what we've read in here for the definitions that we've sort of agreed upon in terms of the websites we found, from definitions from GLAAD and from The Whipping Girl by Julia Serrano, transsexual is somebody who, which falls under the transgender umbrella, who not only, so transgender is somebody who identifies with the gender across or beyond that which they were assigned at birth. A transsexual person is somebody who not only identifies with the gender across or beyond that which they were assigned at birth, but they have a desire to change their body. So according to that definition, you can be transsexual without having undergone hormone replacement therapy, without having had any facial feminization, gender confirmation, breast augmentation, tracheal shape, to name a few.
That's good to know, because
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, we're constantly reevaluating what the definitions are, and what it means to be trans. And so this is something that we it's not like written down and all of a sudden it's made to be. And this is something we as trans people have to come to agree upon. So I only bring it up to just to offer clarification in terms of what we've been giving our audiences here. But gosh, we kind of we love getting into definitions, but then again, there's also a thing too. Labels are labels, and we use them to just kind of give people a general idea. But in the end, we're human.
Yeah.
We just came
Very
out
true.
a little bit different. But I want to talk to you about your music. You're a trans pop recording artist. Can you tell me in your own words what that means?
I'm transgender female, and I'm a pop recording artist. For me, that means a male to female. I use my real voice when I record and when I sing live. I didn't really ask this question, so it's like crazy to you. But for me, I just like to be. We're marketing myself as transgender, so people know that because people find it unique when they hear about it. I've had a lot of people tell me that it's very unique, and it's a great way of going and branding myself.
Right.
Because in the music industry, it's all about branding at the end of the day. If you don't have a brand behind you, then you're not going to get that notice.
Yeah, well,
I've been told that from so many professional people.
Why do you think it's so important to have your own brand?
Marketing. Marketing is it plays a very big part in the industry. Marketing, you have to be able to market yourself, like t-shirts and clothes and lines of perfumes or handbags or anything. It just has your signature mark on it.
Lines of perfumes. I think we should have a Queer Life line of perfume.
I think that would be amazing.
have you branched out into to your own marketing of this kind as a trans recording
I've
artist?
done T-shirts. I have hashtag Team Alyssa T-shirts. So that's where I started my branding, and then I'm looking to branch out. We're actually, my manager Alan Shores, we are looking into sponsors and investors as well.
Wow, this is absolutely incredible. I had a chance to briefly talk with your manager Alan, and he seems like he's really taken you, and he's what I got from him, he's really trying to protect you in terms of making sure.
Yes, he's the best. He definitely has my best interest at heart, which is really important. If you have someone that manages you that doesn't care about you, they can rip you off, and I know that he's not about that. And at the end of the day, he's looking out for my best interest and how to get me more exposure.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is, I was really impressed with him. He was asking just to make sure I was going to respect you as an artist, and as a trans woman, I wasn't going to, misgender you on the radio waves, or I think you can rest assured that as a trans woman myself, I have no desire to make you look bad. So, he
does that with everyone, which I really like, especially people that want to work with me or collaborate with me or have a project in mind. I definitely have them go to my manager because he looks out for my best interest, and I can be like, is this worth it? At the end of the day, he always tells me what's what, and he doesn't sugarcoat things, and I love that.
He just keeps it real with you.
Yeah, and I love that. I like someone that keeps it real with me, because why are you going to sugarcoat things? Because the world's not sugarcoated.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. Hey, Alyssa, we got to play just a couple words from our sponsors real quick. It'll take about 2 minutes to do. I'm just going to put you on silent here, but just stay on the line and we will come back to you. If everybody out there is just tuning in right now, you are listening to the Queer Life Radio Show, LGBT News, Modern Perspectives, roundtable discussions, and interviews. I am your host, Kaya Kramer. We are interviewing Alyssa Hailey, TG, recording pop star artist, totally killing it out there. We've been playing her music all night. Really amazing stuff. No modifications, no sound. This is all her. This is a trans woman. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Alyssa, just hold on for a second. We're going to play a couple words from our sponsors.
Okay.
Dear friends, this is an invitation to join this great community project, KBBF. If you're interested in learning about community radio, call us at 707-545-8833 and sign up for our training course for KBBF volunteers. The first meeting will take place on Saturday, January 24th at 10 a.m. here at the KBBF Studios, 1700 Corby Avenue, Suite B in Santa Rosa. Don't miss this opportunity in this new year to add your voice to the voice of your community, KBBF. Call us 707-545-8833 and sign up for the KBBF Volunteer Training Course.
The following message is about Medicaid and CHIP, free or low-cost health coverage for kids and teens. Enrollment is open year-round.
Hey, voice lady, give me the mic.
Okay.
Hey, DJ, let's switch up the music. That's better. So listen up, moms and dads out there. There are these programs called Medicaid and CHIP. They offer free or low-cost health coverage for kids. Things like doctor and dentist visits, prescriptions, and shots are covered. All the stuff that keeps kids like me healthy and in charge.
So, as you can tell, a covered kid is a confident kid. And it means confident parents, too. To learn more about affordable health coverage for your family, visit healthcare.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. That's 1-877-543-7669.
Yep, you could do something big for your family today because enrollment is open year-round.
This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
And Sophia.
Estás escuchando KBBF Radio Colectiva, gente de la calle, tejiendo voces para una voz, la voz de nuestra comunidad.
All right. Hello, everybody. You are listening to the Queer Life Radio Show. We're just always playing to start the good work that KBBF is promoting. This is the Queer Life Radio Show, LGBT news, modern perspectives, roundtable discussions, and interviews. I am your host, Kaya Kramer. This show airs live every Friday night, 6 to 8 p.m. Also can be found on thequeerlife.org, where you can watch the episodes because we do a live video stream via Google stuff, all kinds of awesome YouTube technologies. Tweet us at The Queer Life, follow us, facebook.com/The Queer Life. Go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Queer Life Radio. Awesome stuff. Okay, anyway, Alyssa, are you still there?
Yes.
All right, great. So, wow. So, you've created this persona for yourself. You're a TG pop recording artist. Alan, your manager, he's taking care of you, and you're starting to market out there. You're starting to do the hashtag Team Alyssa thing. Can you explain this a little bit to me?
I started the hashtag Team Alyssa. It's for all my followers and people within my team. Because I don't think that anyone is not more special than the other. I think we are all equal, and I treat my family like I treat my teammates, and they're all equal, and I just want a whole big band of people. So that's pretty much where the hashtag Team Alyssa is. It's anybody who is a part of my career.
So incredible. You absolutely have the Queer Life support via Twitter. You can do hashtag Team Alyssa, and that will connect you into the rest of the tweets that's going. And what's your Twitter name again?
It's Alyssa Pop 85.
And that's spelled ALYSSAPOP85. There you can see all of her updates for, and I suppose you update that, and I see that you've been updating that frequently.
Yes, I do. I try to make it a point to do so.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your background. Where are you from, and where are you now?
I was born in South Jersey. It was Gloucester County.
Jersey, huh?
Washington Township, actually, was where I was born. And I spent a little of my childhood there. And then I relocated to Cartersville, Georgia, where I lived most of my life there. There's not really much going on. I mean, I met some really awesome people and connected with people, but at that time, I really wasn't trans. I was more in closet, like a closet gay, I thought, like a gay male.
So you're presenting as a gay male?
Yeah, but in the closet, kind of like I didn't really come out until later. That's when I moved to Florida. It's when I kind of found who I was. At first, I thought I was a gay male, and when I came out, something still didn't feel right for me. I started to do drag, and I loved dressing up and the makeup and the clothes and the hair, and I just felt like myself, like for the first time in my life. Because when I was trying to be a gay male, I always felt so uncomfortable in my own skin.
Right. Wow. Can you explain to our listeners? Oftentimes, we like I said earlier, we like to ask the guests to define these terms for people, because they can't just always hear it coming from me, because again, I don't have a monopoly on what the correct definitions for things are. A lot of people don't seem to think that there's any difference between gay males and trans women. Could you explain that to our audience?
For me, there is a total difference, because if you're gay male, then you still dress masculine, and you might have a little femininity, but you're more of like dressing as guy clothes. When you're trans, you want to be female. You wear the female clothes. You wear female perfume. You wear female deodorant. You look female. You want to present yourself as female.
What if a very effeminate gay boy were to, dress very, very female and do that most of the time?
I mean, I guess it's really up to interpretation, because it just depends on how society looks at that. Some people call it a cross-dresser.
Yeah.
There's like so many different terms out there for, but I think for a trans, it's who they feel inside. It's not really what's outside, it's what's in.
Yes.
And for me, I always felt female. I always felt like I was a girl talking to a guy and not a guy talking to a guy.
Right. No, it's just really interesting, just considering the cultural and societal expectations of what they think trans women and gay men are to be, and how they are, and how they present, and how they identify as. And it's great work and great stuff by people like yourself out there performing all the time, and putting yourself out there and saying, hey, I'm a trans woman, and there's a difference. So where at now? You're in Florida, right?
I'm in Florida now.
Oh my gosh.
We have family here. Actually, me and my mother relocated. Well, she relocated first, and then I followed not very long after. And we've been here, and I think Florida was the best move for me because I found who I was. I mean, I had a lot of ups and downs, but I met some really great people in my life, and I found who I was and became more comfortable in my own skin.
So you came to Florida, you started to, to really, express yourself in terms of your gender identity. When would you say that you officially came out as trans?
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
It was 3 years ago when I took the first step and legally changed my name. So in the state of Florida and in the United States, I am Alyssa Hailey Walker. So.
Wow. Was that a simple or difficult process in Florida?
It was difficult. The area that I was in, it took a few months to get a court date, to get in front of the judge. But it was well worth the wait, because the day of the court was just amazing. When the judge granted my name change, it was like the first step was completed, and I felt really great about it.
That's really interesting. Your first step in terms of deciding, okay, I'm trans now. I am out now. I'm going to change my name. That's like the first thing you do. Usually, other people I've seen, they spend some time out, being out for a while. There's a lot of people who don't even come out, and they spend time on hormones first, and then they go on that for a while, and then so I always ask, because it's a different process for everybody, and I do this to kind of show that every trans person does it differently. And
oh yeah, there's not really a right way.
Yeah.
My therapist told me that it's what you feel comfortable doing first.
Right. So your music here, it's obviously inspired by your self-expression and your experiences. Let's go back to your music for a second here. When did you get into music?
I got into music when I was 7, actually. I love music, and for Christmas I got a microphone.
Perfect.
It was a child's toy, but it was awesome, and I would sing all the time, and my mom would play like things like Whitney Houston and Madonna and all of these great singers, and I would just sit and listen to it, and I'd listen to their notes, and I'd listen to the music behind it, and I just always felt happy listening to music. I took the first initiative as actually Kenny, which I don't like saying that, but it's kind of part of the story. But I recorded as Kenny, just trying to be like a male artist. Just never felt right. I did a few songs, but nothing really clicked for me.
Right.
It wasn't until I came to Florida and became Alyssa, and then I just started writing as Alyssa, and things just started to happen. I met up with Izzy Rodriguez, who is my producer now and a really good friend of mine, and he's helped me in so many ways, and I'm very thankful to have him in my life. Just working with him, I became a better artist and really found out who I was as an artist.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it was just connecting these artists that's inspiring you and pushing you forward? What about this connection was important to you?
Repeat your question.
You've got these connections to these artists. Does that inspire you to move forward by connecting with more artists?
Most definitely. I just love music, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I'm forever writing, and I'm inspired just by the life around me and things that I've experienced, and I've experienced a lot, and there's things that people don't even know that will be out in future chapters to come. But I'm very inspired, and actually getting with Izzy was one of the best things. I actually got with another producer, Marco Ruffalo, who is actually working on my next album, so I'm very excited about that.
Are these queer artists, or are you working on...
Marco isn't, but he's LGBT friendly, so he knows I'm trans, and that's exactly why he wants to work with me, because he sees my uniqueness, and then he heard my music, and he's just blown away, and he was very excited to get started with me. Izzy Rodriguez is LGBT, yes, and that's kind of why we click so well, and we get along. And he actually has the House of Stars, which is a house that I'm in. It's just for LGBT artists to get recognition and be with other entertainers as well within the LGBT community.
What is this actually, like a house, or what is this?
It's like a house, kind of like a clique, I guess, kind of like a ballroom scene kind of thing.
Is it a place where people live, or is it a place that you congregate? It's not a place
they live, it's just a company to come to, more like a brand kind of thing. So the House of Stars would be like a brand for Izzy, and he has a lot of people that are into it, and he's just branching outward. He doesn't have just singers, he has like actors and actresses, and it's just all about the LGBT community. So
absolutely incredible. And this is out there in Florida.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So so you said you when you were younger you were listening to the music that your mom was putting on, Madonna, and were there any specific artists that really inspired your style?
Madonna definitely inspired me, and actually Britney Spears inspired me when I started writing first. When her Baby One More Time album came out, I was just like, at first I didn't like her, and I was like, ugh. And then my friend was like, no, leave it on. And then I did, and then as soon as I heard the full song, I was a complete fan, and then she inspired me. I just like how she doesn't care, and she pushes limits, and she sees what she can get away with. And she brought more female power for females to be more sexual and it be okay, because in the music industry, it used to be just a man-driven industry, and it was all about the man. And now women are coming out and showing their sexuality, and I thought it was amazing, and I just thought it was inspirational to me. And the type of music that she did was pop, which is where my heart and soul is.
Wow. I can definitely hear the Britney and the Madonna in there. Certainly a fan myself. I kind of consider myself a Pop-Tart, so.
I love that. I love that Pop-Tart.
My roommates are tired of me blaring my Britney Spears, and now I'll be blaring my Alyssa. So.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to listen to my music. It's just kind of hard being independent and getting people to notice me, but it's worth networking, and I network 24/7, 365. So
yeah.
I've met a lot of people doing that. So I keep that up, and I have business cards, and I hand them out, and I have people check me out all the time. So I have new fans all the time. As soon as they listen to my music, they're just like, wow. They're like, we thought it was just like some blasé, and it wasn't. So it really means a lot when people actually take the time to listen.
You're really passionate about this.
I am. Music is my heart and my soul. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, it is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I don't consider it work. It's my career, and I love to do it. I'm always writing. I'm always inspired.
Wow. Oh my gosh, such, I can hear the passion in your voice. You love this.
Yes, I absolutely love it.
Wow. Well, you are being broadcasted to a population reach of up to 5 million people in the San Francisco Bay Area of California.
Amazing.
And
hi, I'm Alyssa.
And we've got links to all of her stuff on thequeerlife.org. Alyssa, all the links that you sent me, I have put into the webpage for this episode. This is episode 23.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Also, I can be found on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and Rhapsody.
And all those links are on there as well.
Awesome.
Yes. And good job on the public radio language there.
Yes, I was like so stressing about that. I'm like, I'm still going to mess this up. I just know it.
Yeah. So we are coming up to the hour here. Alyssa, I want to keep talking to you. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we need to go on. I want to play some more of your awesome, super sweet music. And we're going to take a little musical break here. We're going to hear some words from our sponsors. And Alyssa, if you just stay on the line here, we will be coming back in. So this will take about a couple minutes after, and we will continue. If you're just listening right now, you are listening to the Queer Life Radio Show, LGBT news, modern perspectives, roundtable discussions, and interviews. I am your host, Kaya Kramer. We are broadcasting from KBBF 89.1 FM. The Queer Life airs every Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. We are interviewing Alyssa Hailey Walker, TG, that is transgender pop recording artist. That is pop as in pop music, as in inspired by Britney Spears and Madonna. Trans woman, totally killing it. We're going to play some more music from her right here, and we will be back after the break. Please enjoy some more of this great stuff. Alyssa, stay on the line.
I will.
You got something to say. You call me on the phone. Haven't you since yesterday? Tell me what is going on. I can tell things have changed. You don't communicate anymore. How's your heart rearranged? Baby, don't try to ignore. 'Cause I can make this real simple for you. Don't need you to write me up so tight like you used to. 'Cause now we're lonesome.
Esta es KBBF 89.1 FM Calistoga.
Salsa.
KBBF, tu estación de radio comunitaria, te invita a ti y a toda tu familia a su primer evento Cena Baile del Año, el próximo 17 de enero, que es de las 6 de la tarde hasta las 10 de la noche. En el Centro de Carpinteros, en el 1700 de la Avenida Corby, en Santa Rosa. Habrá música del locutor de KBBF, Rubén Sandoval, del programa Ritmo Santillano, con clases para bailar salsa y bachata por los maestros Pablo López y Antonio Morán de la organización Sonoma Latin Arts. Tendremos sabrosa comida y bebidas a la venta. La entrada solamente $10 por adulto, 15 por pareja, 5 estudiantes y niños menores de 12 años entran gratis. Vengan, bailen y disfruten. Este es un evento para recaudar fondos para KBBF. Para mayor información, comunícate al 707-545-8833 o también comunícate con el locutor en turno al 707-545-0318. 707-545-0318. Aquí te esperamos.
I don't want another drinking man in my life. I want to feel more fulfilled. Does my happiness depend on whether someone else drinks? My pastor suggested I try Al-Anon family groups, and I'm glad I did. Are you troubled by someone else's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Las expresiones y comentarios no representan la ideología de KBBF ni la mesa directiva, sino que es la responsabilidad de sus actores.
All right. Hello, everybody. You are listening to The Queer Life on KBBF 89.1. That's LGBT news, modern perspectives, round-table discussions, and interviews. I am your host, Kaya Kramer, and tonight we are interviewing Alyssa Hailey Walker, TG, transgender pop recording artist. She is a talented woman, and we've been playing her music all night long. Alyssa, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. So you got a chance to hear a couple of our stuff. And could you hear the promotions coming in over the phone there?
Yes, I could.
And so just to let you know, and our listeners know, that KBBF is a bilingual radio station. And it is actually the first bilingual radio station in the nation, founded and originally by the Kennedys. And we've got a huge antenna up on top of Mount St. Helena, that is Big Mountain out here. And so we are just continuing the fine tradition of reporting on minority groups, which trans people are. And
that's amazing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So you are now a part of the Queer Life, and you are part of KBBF family as well. So welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and I we try to promote it as much as possible, because if it wasn't for KBBF radio and their support and their progressive thoughts on wanting to promote, not only just the queer community, but also giving trans a voice and an emphasis. Oftentimes, you see a lot of queer organizations that are gay run, and so it's refreshing for us to be able to have a trans voice at the forefront. Although that doesn't mean we will not be speaking about queer issues in general, which we do, because the show is LGBTQIAA. It's a long acronym now. I feel like it's gotten really long there. That's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, and ally. So if you support the queer community, you are an ally, and therefore you are part of the queer community. It doesn't mean that that your sexual orientation is different. It just means that you support us. So come and join the queer life. That's maybe that should be the motto.
Right.
But so Alyssa here. I want to talk to you a little bit more about your music.
Okay.
Can you, so you have, we talked about your inspirations, we talked about, how you, why you got into your music, we talked about, your background, where you're from, South Jersey, all that stuff. Could you tell us a little bit about your debut album?
Oh, it's my baby. I call it my baby. It was amazing. The first song that I actually recorded was Settle for Less, which is found on the album. It was the first song that I recorded off the album, and I actually had co-writers. I didn't write the full album myself, because for me, I like a fresh perspective on a topic, and for the songs, some of the songs I had some co-writers, which I actually named on the album, Ashley Child, Cornelius, Splash Dottie, and I had some features as well from them. Ashley Child's more his writing, but for the most part I wrote all of the songs, but I'm actually locked in with co-writers because I thought having a better perspective on the song would bring more fullness to it.
What do you think that you brought your own perspective to the song?
I gave a little taste of my life. There's a real first song on album.
What does that taste like?
It's more about my purity myself. When I go out and I look how public use me, then I have makeup on, don't have on. So that song is more about, finding somebody that sees me with all the makeup on. And it was beautiful because I actually had that happen to me. And I never thought that a guy ever would ever say I was beautiful without makeup on. And it just touched me in a way and inspired that song.
Wow. What was this? Was this a relationship you had, or
it was a relationship I was in. It didn't last very long, actually. He actually inspired that song, and of course, where it has to end because it kind of didn't end pretty, but it was something that had to be done. Really, when I recorded that song, I got very emotional in the studio. So I had to be calmed down because I would get really emotional. I wouldn't be able to sing the song.
Yeah, no kidding. It's kind of got some connections to something that was really important to you at one time.
Yeah, I think after I recorded that song, I got home and I listened to it and bawled my eyes out for a few hours. Kind of therapy, actually.
Yeah, well, crying is good for you. Have you always been able to cry?
Yes. Yes, crying is something that I do. People don't like to admit it, but I do. It's very therapeutic for me to cry, and sometimes letting my emotions out. I like to do it as an artist. I like to do it in my writing and my songs. And
right. Do you feel like being able to express yourself, but that you have such an ease in terms of expressing yourself and your emotions and how you're feeling? Does that translate well? For you, in your opinion, to your music?
Yes, it does. I bring emotion with my songs. That's one thing that I've been told a lot. When people hear my songs, they can hear my emotion within my voice and within the lyrics that I'm singing. So that's very important for me as an artist.
Wow, I mean, this is something that I witnessed when I was listening to your music. It felt powerful. It felt honest. And it's something that I witnessed when I saw Foxy Newport, the artist I was talking about earlier, live at an electronics show, and it was just it was full of honest truth. And kind of the beautiful thing that I've seen, I've come to understand from queer people is once we've come out the metaphorical closet, we're just what you see is what you get. We're about you sort of become larger than life and real. Would you say, and you mentioned it earlier that when you were finally Alyssa, your art came out.
Yeah, it definitely came into play, and it came out beautiful, and I'm just very thankful
Wow, so that's just so beautiful. I where let's move on here. Where do you do any live performances? And
I do.
Okay.
I've done various pride events. I've done some benefit shows. I've performed at Cityside twice. They're really awesome. Cityside is in Tampa, Florida. It's on Henderson Boulevard. If you're ever in the area, you should check it out. It's an amazing club. The owner and the staff are amazing, and I love them. We're actually shooting my glamorous music video there actually on the 26th.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm very excited about that because the video has been a long time coming. I was working with a previous director and the video just never got out. It never got released because the work ethic wasn't there and it was holding me back. And I just had to make the decision to fire that director. And I found another director and we are on the boat and we've already had the location and the time and everything booked and confirmed and it's ready to go. So I'm very excited because I want a music video because I think it will bring the song out even more.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, absolutely incredible. You said you're shooting it on the 26th.
26th, yeah.
Wow.
This month. I'm so very excited. We're trying to have it out as soon as possible.
Fantastic. Well, when you have it out, please send a message over to us here at The Queer Life, and
most definitely I will. Most definitely.
And we will put it out there. Although if there's any swear words, we won't be able to play it over the air. But
no, Glamorous is actually a very fun song. Actually, want to talk about it. When I wrote the song by myself, but I wanted it to be a very girly song. It's just about hanging with your girls and feeling glamorous and pretty and just going out and having fun, not worrying about guys, not worrying about love, not worrying about anything but girl power. And it kind of brings it back to the Spice Girls, but I love that.
Yeah.
So Glamorous is just about being with girlfriends and feeling glamorous and putting makeup on and dressing up and playing pretty.
When you came out as trans and you're finally able to present yourself the way that you wanted to, was doing so and hanging out with the girls and being one with the girls, how was that for you?
I thought it would be really tough, and it actually was not. It felt like very natural. It just felt like putting on a pair of jeans and
or heels.
Yeah, or heels. Yeah, or a dress. It was very natural, and everything just kind of came into play because even though I wasn't physically looking like that, my inside, like my emotions and my mannerisms and everything spoke something different. And people just thought, and they knew that they wanted me to come out on my own,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, well, you certainly have to come out on your own and make the decision for yourself, whether or not people can see it in you. You can get encouragement, but ultimately, the decision's up to you.
Yes, most definitely. I don't try to pressure anybody into doing something.
What would you
when they're not ready?
What would you say to somebody who is thinking about transitioning, either male to female or female to male? What would you say to them? And they were nervous. They were scared about coming out.
I would say it's normal to feel that way, but I would have tough skin because, there's good days and bad days. Not everybody is going to accept you, but at the end of the day, it's real life. But just stay true to who you are and be who you are inside, and it will guide you in the right way.
How do you stay true to who you are if you're experiencing discrimination or misgendering? What would you say to somebody who's experiencing that?
Wow. It's tough. I myself have dealt with discrimination. How I dealt with it was just ignoring the bad remarks. But I mean, it does hurt. I mean, 'cause we are human.
I don't necessarily want to dig anything up, but what I mean, have you experienced a lot of discrimination coming out in your area that you live?
I have, yes. When I was trying to actually get like work, is really hard.
Right.
And just people around me. Some people have the means to want to say remarks. But you have to have a tough skin to be trans. You really have to be very confident in yourself, and it just takes time to do that. It's not going to happen overnight.
Would you say that you've gotten tougher over time?
I have. I used to let a lot of things bother me, and now they really don't even faze me anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of laugh it off. I find a way to laugh it off. Because that's really all you can do is just laugh it off. Especially in the industry, because people can be very cruel.
In the industry?
Like my master says, you can't take everything to heart, and you just have to like brush it off, which is real talk. I mean, it's real talk because it happens. I've had a lot of things happen. Some hate pages were made. People just like
hate pages were
sharing
made.
my photo and just like ridiculing me, like every little piece. But I don't mind showing my imperfections, and I think that's what people don't like because I'm not afraid to show it.
Wait, this disturbs me. You said hate pages were made. What are hate pages?
Pages of me as a male, and pictures that weren't so flattering being posted, and people just were liking it. It was actually a like page on Facebook, and I had to have it shut down. But I actually don't even think it was shut down.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
made to, yeah. Like I have dealt with a lot of haters, as we call them.
Wow. I mean,
and it's just a dose of reality that, you know, not everyone's going to like you, and people are going to have their voiced opinion about you.
right. Oh my gosh. It's just, well, it just goes to show you, you know, you put yourself out in the public eye as you are as
Yeah.
a, you know, pop recording artist. And, you know, there's going to be people who are naysayers. I also want to put like a little disclaimer out there to a lot of people who may be questioning their own gender identity, or, you know, thinking about transitioning, or just have started transitioning themselves. You know, while there are a lot of people out there who will say bad things about you, who will, you know, say, you know, harsh words, and you know, bring in, you know, certain aspects of religion, which is, you know, certainly their, you know, their own opinion, and you know, the people who want to bring you down, you know, just remember, you know, you do this for yourself. You know, we all come out for ourselves, and
Yeah, definitely.
you know, while it's hard, I have to say that, you know, even myself, as a trans woman, I've been out for nearly 5 years, and you know, I used to come home crying every night, and you know, now it's not like I don't hear the things anymore, but people see, you know, my confidence, and people see where I'm at now in terms of not having any shame, and so you get stronger. You certainly get stronger, and you know, that's the message we put out here, because Alyssa here, you know, has gotten strong, and she's sharing her pain through her arts, and it's such a privilege for us as listeners to have you share your art and your beauty and your story and your experiences and your life through your music.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I love to do as well. I'm very passionate about it, and it's something that I want to continue doing for the rest of my life.
So incredible. As you can see here, you know, we're kind of, you know, jumping around a little bit here, because trans life and your your progress as a musician sort of has been intertwined, and so I want to kind of demonstrate that in terms of my
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
You know, what would you say your aspirations with your music are?
My aspirations for my music, just to grow as an artist and be able to express myself even more, because there's still things in my life that I haven't touched. And it's just about picking the right moment to do so. I just want to see myself grow as an artist, expand my fan base, expand #Team Alyssa, be able to tour around the world, which is something that I most definitely want to do, because performing live and being in front of the fans that support you would be an amazing feeling for me.
Oh my gosh, wow. Do you think the world is ready for a transgender pop recording artist?
Yes, I really do think the world is ready.
Oh my gosh. Do you think the world is ready for you, Alyssa, TG
Yes,
trans recording
I
artist?
think the world is
Yeah.
definitely ready for me. Yeah, I really do. I think it's time. Things have changed. The music industry has changed, because once upon a time, LGBT artists weren't even allowed to be out in the radio. And we've made so many leaps and hoops and jumped through some obstacles. And I just want to commend that, because LGBT music has been taking off, and there is a movement set in motion. And it's amazing. It's the Lara group, which I am affiliated with.
The what
I was
group?
actually Lara.
Lara group. What
It's
is
the
that?
LGBT music movement. It's for LGBT artists that get together. It's actually affiliated with the OMA, which is the Out Music Awards.
Oh wow. Please please send me some links to this stuff so I can not only put it on the page, but look into it a little bit more, because this is pretty intriguing to me. Again, just kind of a disclaimer which I kind of put on every show, and I think I failed to mention it earlier. Everything you hear on this show is not represented, is of the opinions of myself and our guests, and do not represent KBBF, but also we are trying to promote, and I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not your best friend. Well, I could be your best. We're not best friends yet, but so I don't claim to know everything. And if anybody out there is listening and you're like, wait, Kaya, what are you saying? That's not right. You're totally off your rocker, which sometimes I am. Hit us up, tweet us at The Queer Life, Facebook message us, facebook.com/The Queer Life. Go to The Queer Life website, thequeerlife.org/contact. On there, you can shoot us like a little private email. It can be positive, it can be negative. We love seeing it all. We kind of get it all. You were talking about, kind of like, hate mail stuff. Occasionally we get that stuff on here too.
Yeah, I think it comes with the territory of any entertainment.
Oh my gosh. It's just, it's like you said, you kind of got to get thick skin. You got to kind of, see that, see it for what it is. And, hate only comes, in one color, and so, what we've done with it is, if you're, it's like that phrase, no bad press. There's no such thing as bad press, because it means people are paying attention. It means people are listening, and it got to them somehow. And it means what you're doing is successful, because it means your stuff's getting out there.
Exactly. And I love that.
So inadvertently, I may be sending you more hate messages, but in turn, there might be like thousands and thousands of people who are listening who are just so pleased to hear that there is a transgender pop recording artist out there killing it and working it out there in Florida. Do you have any plans to come out to California?
We are actually working on a U.S. tour. We're actually trying to get sponsors and investors on board so we could actually do that. What they said we had to do was more branding ourselves, so that's where the hashtag Team Alyssa comes in. We're doing like the T-shirts and everything, so we're trying to brand ourselves more to get ourselves more established so we could actually get people that would invest their money, because we want to do a U.S. tour, because we don't want to just be in the state of Florida. But right now we are just trying to touch every city in Florida. But we do have plans of branching out, most definitely.
Right. Just hit the road, Jack, as they say.
Yeah, a road. Yeah, I would love to be on the road, actually. I've seen a lot of people complain about being on the road, and I'm just like, it's an experience that I have not had, and I think would be amazing. It might even inspire some more music from me, being on the road and experiencing life and seeing the different cities and the different states. And
so just being able to share more and more to you, more of your music, of your art, of yourself, of your craft, that you're saying this brings you joy. This is something that you just want to keep doing.
Oh yeah, it most definitely does bring me joy.
We have a link to your Indiegogo campaign for Feel Free Tour 2015.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
So we've got that page there too. Again, if you go to thequeerlife.org and you hit episode 23, which is this episode, Friday, January 9th. And we've got all the links of everything we've been talking about. We're gonna go for another quick little musical break and play some words from our sponsors. But please stay tuned, everybody. Alyssa, I'm just going to mute you for a second, so just stay on the line. We'll be right back there with you. And
awesome, I'll be right here.
Awesome. So if you're just tuning in right now, you are listening to the Queer Life radio show. That is the Queer Life LGBT news, modern perspectives, roundtable discussions, and interviews. LGBT as in lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. There's also a couple other letters on the acronym as well, but I'm your host, Kaya Kramer, and you are listening to KBBF 89.1. It is 7:27 p.m. Stay tuned. We're going to play a little bit more music from Alyssa here, and we will be coming back to this interview with Alyssa Hailey Walker, transgender pop recording artist. Awesome stuff.
But I just gotta let you know right now, hey, it's not about you anymore. Yeah, it's all about me for sure. Changing nothing, closing the door on what we used to be. What a shame, you don't like what I have to say. Should've done it before you played all the stupid games. Now I'm free. And it's all about me. It's all about me. Don't it suck, baby? How I used to be your lady, but you don't act right over shady. Yes, you thought I'd stick around, but now I got a new lease on life, and I'm doing it how I like. No need for your approval, cause I'm right. Should've let you long ago. All that I'm doing right, here am I, oh. You try so hard to prove to me that you grow. The story's a little too late for us, 'cause I'm moving on now, nothing more to discuss. Hey, hey, like you anymore. Yeah, it's all about me for sure. Changing nothing, closing the door on what we used to be. What a shame, you don't like what I have to say. Should've done it before you played all those stupid games. Now I'm free, and it's all about me. It's all about me. It's not about you anymore. Yeah, it's all about me for sure. Changing nothing, closing the door on what we used to be. what a shame. You don't know what I have to say. Should've known that before you played all those stupid games. Now I'm free. It's all about me. It's all about me. Yeah, it's all about me.
El sol brilla y el aire fluye con buena información a través de la frecuencia modulada de KBBF 89.1.
Hi, this is Greg McVicker inviting you to check out our new offering every weeknight here on KBBF. Call it Undercurrents, American music with a passport. It's a wide-ranging, eclectic music mix. It brings together some of your old favorites. And a selection of fresh new music. Folk, rock, Americana, blues, indie, alternative, roots, reggae, Latino, native, world, and a taste of jazz as well. It's radio for music fans of all ages. And we think you'll soon be finding all kinds of reasons to stay up late to enjoy it. Undercurrents, right here, every weeknight on 89.1 KBBF, Santa Rosa.
Hi, this is Adam Rodriguez. Did you know that today 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic? That means many of the future doctors, engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. Many support you, and the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net. Brought to you by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the Ad Council.
Niños como yo escuchan KBBF 89.1 FM, la voz de tu comunidad, porque es divertida.
All right, hello everybody. You've been listening to the Queer Life Radio Show, LGBT news, modern perspectives, roundtable discussions, and interviews. I am your host, Kaya Kramer. It is 7:32 p.m. in sunny California, Sonoma County up here. We are interviewing our special guest for this evening, Alyssa Hailey Walker, transgender pop recording artist. Alyssa, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. So we got about 20 minutes here before we got to wrap up the show here. I want to kind of just go through, a little bit about you and your music some more. We talked about your transition. We talked about your aspirations. We talked about your live performances. We talked about your debut album. We talked about your inspiration. We talked about, when you got into music, why you got into music. We talked about your background, where you're from, where you're at, preferred gender pronouns. And I just want to learn a little bit more about you, and I want you to share a little bit more with the KBBF audience here. Is that okay?
Yes, I'd love to.
Awesome. So, Alyssa, you talked about your, you moved from South Jersey, you said, right? And
yes,
you're in Florida now, and you weren't sure if you were a gay boy, and then you realized that you were a trans woman. Could you talk? A lot of people, cis people who don't know much about trans, ask me and a lot of other people, what was your family's response to coming out? And so I want to ask for our listeners out there.
For me, my family kind of knew already, and because when I was little, I would always play with Barbie dolls. And I like to wear my mom's clothes. My dad didn't kind of like that, so he would be abusive. But for me, my family has been very supportive. It's kind of a change because they've known me so long. For so many years, I've someone else, and now they have to get with the swing of things. So, but they've been very supportive, and I'm very lucky because I know some people that aren't as lucky.
Right.
But for me, I can say that I have a huge support within my family, and I'm very thankful for that.
And your family acknowledges your identity as a trans woman, as Alyssa Hailey.
Yes, actually, for Christmas, my family got me like perfumes and stuff, and my cousin got me a purse, and so it was very, very, very nice. So they are coming around, and I respect them, and I love them, and I want them a part of my life because I love my family.
Oh my gosh, that is just so incredibly beautiful, and I'm extremely happy for you. I really am. Because as you said, there's a lot of trans girls and boys out there, and trans women and trans men out there who do not have the support of their families.
Yes, it's very hard for them, and my hearts do go out to them.
Yeah. I mean, last week's episode was kind of somber for us here at the Queer Life, and we covered the recent suicide of Leela Alcorn from Ohio. Did you get a chance? Have you heard of what happened to her and her story?
I have, yes, and my heart goes out to their family. It's tragic, and I just wish it didn't happen, but it did, and it kind of hurts the community when something like that happens, even if you know her personally or not.
What do you mean by it hurts the community?
The LGBT, I think, we kind of, for the most part, stick together.
Yeah. Why do you think we have to stick together?
More about unity, because we have so many people working against us. So it's nice to have a community of people that support one another.
In terms of your own family, do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have 2 brothers.
And where do you fall in between there?
I'm the middle child.
Are you sure you didn't just come out just to get attention, right?
I probably did.
I know that's what it's like. The middle child, stereotypically is always the one who wants to try to get attention.
Yeah, I kind of fed for attention.
Well, now that you've got the attention, you're trying to go out there. You're trying to, put yourself out there as an artist. You want to do a U.S. tour. Do pop from your perspective as a trans woman. Is there any are there any subjects or any songs that you're planning on writing?
For my new album, I have a song that's kind of geared toward transgender women, and it's more about how the male society views us and how we're supposed to be a certain image and how we're supposed to look this way and how we're supposed to look this way every day. And it's really personal. I'm very excited about it because it kind of just digs more into my personal soul, and it's kind of like another page of my diary.
Right. Well, I mean, your diary is literally your music, and
yeah, my diary is my music.
And you publish it to iTunes.
Yeah, it's an open diary, but it's kind of in chapters. As my albums go, more and more will be revealed.
What as a pop recording artist yourself, what would you say to trans young trans women or young trans men who want to be recording artists themselves? What advice would you give to them?
I would say stay focused. Being focused is very huge. If you lose sight of what you want to do, then you may falter. For me, determination and hard work definitely pay off. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be in a few months. It's going to take years. But as you're building and as you're going, you're growing. And people will start to see that. And that is something that I've learned personally.
Wow. Just keep going. Just keep doing it.
So hard work and determination, definitely. And definitely realize why you're doing it. Because if you're doing it just for the money, sometimes the money is there, sometimes it's not. I mean, as you're an independent artist, you don't have a whole team of people that work 24/7, 365 for you to make that money. You have to do it yourself. And you have to network yourself, and you have to put yourself out there. So it's definitely hard work, but it does pay off.
And you're doing all the work yourself.
I am. I have a little small team together as well that actually helps out. We're not a very big team, but
Team Alyssa.
the people that I have in Team Alyssa are amazing. And the fans are absolutely amazing. I definitely love each and every one of them. And the more fans come, I will show the same love, because without fans, I could be nothing. So, I'd be doing music and no one would be listening to it. So,
right.
It's very nice to know that people out there are listening and they like it and enjoy it. And actually, if they can relate to it, that's even better for me.
Absolutely.
So as long as someone can relate to, because I touched them in a way that they didn't even know.
It's just so incredible. I'm just amazed and blown away that you are putting yourself out there in the way that you are. I just have one more question for you. If there's anything you could say to our audience here in terms just about yourself as an artist, is there any just last words you want to leave with our audience here?
Just, I can be found on Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, PryTunes, and Rhapsody. Definitely find me and listen.
Yeah, we've got all the links available on thequeerlife.org. You can find her through all of that on episode 23 of The Queer Life, thequeerlife.org. Alyssa Hailey Walker, transgender pop recording artist. I want to thank you.
I wrote my Alyssa, actually, just Alyssa on stage.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
No, that's fine. It's kind of like Madonna, Cher, how it's one. I wanted a name that is very strong and powerful and means so much, and that's where Alyssa is.
I totally see your inspiration there. Well, Alyssa, thank you so much for joining us here on the Queer Life Radio Show, all the way out there in Florida. It's probably
Thank you for having me. It's been amazing.
Yeah. And we will continue to play your music on here and support you as a queer artist. And please keep us up to date on your video and your next album and any tours that you're doing. And
I plan to shoot 6 videos from the Alter Ego album. So yeah, I have a lot of work. And then actually I'm going to release my first single the end of April.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Well,
so I'm very excited. I'm actually in the studio now. I actually have a session on Sunday to record more for my album, so I'm very excited.
Wow. Well, we certainly look forward to it. So thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
You've been listening to the Queer Life LGBT News Modern Perspectives Roundtable Discussion Interviews. I'm your host, Kaya Kramer. We've been interviewing Alyssa, transgender pop recording artist. Alyssa, I'm going to hang you up right now, and we're going to close off the show for tonight.
Alrighty, bye everybody.
All right, goodbye. Okay, there you have it. Just interviewed Alyssa there, and if you're just tuning in right now, you can actually go to thequeerlife.org and check out the beginning of the interview because we record it. It's actually on their live streaming right now, and after the show ends, you'll be able to check out the entire episode on there. So before we close off for the night, I just want to talk about kind of the importance of understanding why it is the queer life is here, why it is that there's all this trans advocacy, why queer advocacy is such a big deal. And it's a lot of people say, well it doesn't matter, I don't really care, it's not a problem. But there's a lot that happens out of just not knowing what is happening and what isn't happening. Like just saying, oh, the quote unquote that's gay, or this is gay, or using the F word, FAG. I'm not going to say it because that word is triggering for a lot of people, but it's a lot of small things like that that really serve to bring people down, delegitimize the experience of queer identified people. Even if you say that about a trans person and you consider yourself an ally. I know a lot of people have that to me as a trans woman. They're like, oh yeah, no, Kaya, I totally support you. I totally think what you're doing with the the radio shows, great. Kaya, I think we have no problem with you, Kaya. I've got a lot of gay friends. And I just kind of, I understand what they mean, but I kind of look at them blankly for a second. I'm just like, what does you having a lot of gay friends have to do with me as a trans woman? It's like saying, oh, it's all right, Kaya. It's like we have no problem accepting you. I have a lot of Asian friends, or it's not even that, because it's like saying there's really no comparison, because being gay is not the same as being trans. And so the reason why, I get onto this radio show, the reason why I'm working so much, and again, KBBF is a volunteer-run organization, and all of us here are volunteers. We are not paid, so we're donating our time, and I'm donating my time because this cause, it's so important for us to dispel misinformation and just to spread knowledge. It's not about being politically correct. It's about showing respect to what people are and how they identify. I just recently had a discussion with a filmmaker, and we were talking about trans representation in film and media. And I'm sure you've seen films out there, with drag queen type characters and whatnot. Like Tu Wong Fu, Priscilla Queen of the Desert, Dallas Buyers Club, which is a recent film which we've talked about quite frequently. Hedwig and the Angry Inch, which has fabulous music. But people see these movies and they say, "Hey, Kaya, I thought about you when I saw this movie," and on the outset, I know that means that they're trying to make connections and see and be mindful of my identity as a trans person, but it comes from a place of misunderstanding. When somebody says, "Hey, I watched RuPaul's Drag Race and I thought about you, Kaya," what is that supposed to make me think? Drag queens are traditionally they don a character, and they're portrayed by cisgender gay men. And cisgender just means that you identify with your gender. So you can be gay men. There are generally cis, just statistically speaking. There are gay trans men, but that's kind of another subject in and of itself. So the idea here is to arm you with a little bit more information and be like, hey, I saw so and so, and she reminded me of you based upon who we are as a person, not because you think that we're drag queens, not because you think that we're over the top, or you think it's cute that we do this or whatever, or we're doing this for attention. Now, we do this for ourselves. And this just goes for the queer kind of spectrum as well. We come out either as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, just queer in general, gender fluid, and we do it to be honest with ourselves and be true to who we are. So I want to leave you just with another note that, and we've said this again in previous episodes, if you are experiencing sadness, if you're experiencing depression, if you're queer, if you're questioning, if you don't know what's going on in your own life and you have no idea, reach out to somebody. Let them know that you need help. And if they are not receptive to your request for help, find somebody else. Find somebody who's willing to listen. If you don't know what to do, visit our website, thequeerlife.org /help. And there's a get help button at the top of the page. You can also just send us an email, thequeerlife.org /contact. There's a contact button on the webpage. We'll hook you up with somebody who can give you some good information and put you on the right track, because we don't want you to feel like you're hanging out there. If you have a friend who is suffering right now, who is depressed, who is down, and they're queer, they're questioning, they're not sure about their gender identity, what have you, their sexual orientation, let them know that you care about them. Text, Skype, call, give them a phone call, go see them in person if it's appropriate. Let them know that you care about them, that you accept them. I mean, don't push them. Obviously some people are more shy than others, but just be mindful that there could be people who don't know. It's not because they're weak. It's not because they don't have the the courage to come out. It's because something's not ready yet. And don't push anybody else if they're not ready. So as always, I say defer to professionals, and we can always connect you up with professionals as well. So I want to leave you with that. And again, you've been listening to the Queer Life Radio Show, LGBT news, modern perspectives, roundtable discussions, and interviews. I am your host, Kaya Kramer. You've been listening to us on KBBF 89.1 FM, Calistoga. That is in the North Bay area of San Francisco. And gosh, it's been another great episode 23 of the Queer Life Radio Show. Thank you all so much for listening, and y'all have a good night. Take care. Be safe.